What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are all having a fantastic week. I'm Anthony. On today's video, I want to do a really simple, quick, and easy one. I want to show y'all my recipe on how you can make your very own ribs at home so you're not stuck at the mercy of the dealers. That's right, today we're going to be talking all about making ribs yourself at home instead of having to be at the mercy of the restaurants, because let's face it, a lot of people can't afford to eat at restaurants anymore. I know my family can't, so that's why having high quality meals at home is going to be very important for the foreseeable future, which is why I'm posting this recipe so y'all can do the same thing. Now, as you see, I'm wearing my high-vis yellow. I just got off work, so this is one of those things that's going to take a few hours to make, but trust me, it's very easy once you get past the first 10 minutes. After that, it's basically just cook time. So it's a very simple recipe. Anybody should be able to do it as long as you have a Dutch oven and an oven. A lot of people think that when I'm mentioning I'm making ribs that I need a smoker or some crazy setup to be able to achieve this. Yes, smokers help if you want to make a lot of ribs, but if you have one rack, it's very simple to make that in a Dutch oven and put it into a conventional oven in everybody's household. So that's why I wanted to shrink this recipe to show everybody that you can do this in most average American kitchens. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in the kitchen so I show you how I do it. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do is get our ribs ready. So this right here is just plain Jane frozen pork loin back ribs I got from Publix for buy one get one, so it was a nice deal. Cut it open, and the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that it is dry. So pat it dry with a couple paper towels. Do what you got to do to make sure there is no moisture. Then you are going to cut it into pieces small enough to fit inside your Dutch oven, but not so many pieces where it ruins everything. Usually if you take a whole rack and cut it into thirds, that's about good enough to fit in most Dutch ovens, including mine. So next we got to get our dry rub ready to go. Now onto the dry rub. First thing, tablespoon of salt. Yes, a tablespoon. I know it seems like a lot. Almost a tablespoon of black pepper. Tablespoon of garlic powder. Tablespoon of paprika. Yep, another tablespoon of onion powder. Half a tablespoon, probably about even a teaspoon of cumin. And then we're going to use about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And you see here I got some mustard seed. I don't actually have any that's already ground, so I got to put it into the grinder. And we're going to do about a tablespoon worth, because we've done tablespoon with everything else, so why not, right? Keep in mind, I really don't measure when I do this. I just kind of go with my gut. And as long as I get all the spices incorporated, I'm good to go. So I'll put it in the spice grinder, whirl it up a little bit, and there you go. Got my mustard powder. And then all you're going to do is mix it together, try to get rid of some of those sugar bombs. The smaller you can get them, the better, and set that aside to go ahead and put onto your meat. Now we're going to take our dry rub ingredients and we are going to literally rub them into the meat. All right, you're going to get both sides of this, and remember when I said you're going to want to take that paper towel and really dry off these ribs? This is why, because the drier it is, the easier this stuff sticks. If it's wet, things are going to clump up and it's going to go bad for you. So if you dry them off, this stuff's going to stick pretty well. Make sure you get both sides and then put them off to the side. Then you're going to get your Dutch oven and you're going to make a bed full of onions, okay? This is just one onion chopped up to make a nice bed of onions. The bed of onions is to make sure that we keep those ribs off the bottom. We don't want them actually physically touching the bottom, so the onions are going to be that little buffer. And we're going to take some stock. You can use water, doesn't matter, about 2 cups worth, just to make sure those onions are submerged, okay? We had enough liquid in there so everything steams nice and good. Then we're going to take those ribs and we're going to stack them, all right? They're going to be about 3 of them, fit perfectly just like that, and we're going to put the lid on. Then we're going to go into an oven at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 2.5 hours. After 2.5 hours, it's going to look something like this. I know you can't see right now, just give it a few seconds, because of course I put the camera right over top where all the steam hits, but look at that. Looks pretty good, right? Now at this point, you're going to want to use your barbecue sauce of choice. This is Stubbs Sticky Sweet. I didn't have a lot of time to make my own, because usually, you know, me, I like to make my own. My little one's been sick, so I had to go into the pantry. That's what pantries are for. Now, put it back in the oven for half an hour. Half an hour later, it's going to look like this. So 3 hours total cook time. Then you can go ahead and plate them up. They're ready to go. Put mine with some mashed potatoes. That way I can use the onions and a little bit of broth at the bottom to make my potatoes actually taste really good. You can use flour to make a gravy. I didn't feel the need to take that step. And right here, I just want to show you exactly how tender they are. Look at them. They pull apart, no problem. So yes, you can absolutely do oven roasted ribs in a Dutch oven. It works fantastically.
All right, so how'd that look? Look pretty good, right? Yeah, it tastes pretty good. This is one of those recipes that's very popular in my household. My kid and my wife love it. My coworkers love the smell of it when I reheat it the next day at the office if there's any leftovers. So trust me, this is one of those recipes that's going to be probably asked for by your family to make over and over and over again. So give it a shot. You'll probably appreciate it. So if you learned anything from this video, do me a favor and give this one a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you are not, and I'll catch y'all later, okay? Bye.